So we'll go to the running company again. We'll go back. So Geelong West is where you're based now, I'm assuming, that one.
Packington Street.
So how did this all come about? Did you work there before and then took it over, or
yeah.
how did it go?
So the store was founded by Scott Nicholas, who used to work for Nike. He's an American guy.
Yeah.
And he had come over to work for Nike from America. He has a long running history. He ran for the University of Oregon. He was coached by a guy called Bill Dallinger.
Is he the man with the mo?
No, that's Prefontaine.
Okay.
So Prefontaine died in the 70s.
Right.
But he was coached by Bill Dallinger too, or Bill Bauman at the time, who was one of the founders of Nike.
Yeah.
So he had this massive history of running and the running industry behind him. So I would go to work. I started working there, and he schooled me on the running industry and shoes and service, which is very hard to find in retail these days. Good old-fashioned one-on-one service.
Yeah.
And so from there, Bree started, that's where I met my wife. We were sort of managing the store to a degree, and then we wanted to do something ourselves, and pretty much the only affordable option was to go down and do it in Ballarat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we headed off to, and we've since come back and we've bought Geelong, so that's our store now, and we've also opened Torquay, running company Torquay, and we've also, with a friend, opened the running company Canberra in February.
Oh, so you're a part of the Canberra one as well?
Canberra, yeah.
So what was the expansion like when you to get to Torquay, to get to Canberra? Why those places? Was it an easy process? Can you explain how you expanded?
Yeah, so Torquay was a pretty straightforward one for us because I grew up on the coast.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have a job on the coast rather than going to Geelong every day.
Yeah.
And we were getting so many Surf Coast customers. Every day I would be fitting people from Torquay, Jan Jark, Anglesea, Aireys, Bellbrae. And we're like, I wonder if we opened a store there where there's obviously a massive community of people that need to buy running shoes and appreciate the extra service that we offer.
Definitely.
And we thought, it might not be our biggest store, but why don't we try it? And we know how to open stores. We've opened Ballarat.
Yeah.
Now we've seen Geelong grow. So when we were at Geelong, it grew from a really small store into a massive store. So we've seen how to handle that sort of growth. And Torquay, we feel like I founded the Surf Coast Track Club with Ali, which is I was trying to make the the Geelong Surf Coast version of what we had in Ballarat.
Yeah.
We run on the Surf Coast every day. We feel like we're fairly in tune with the running down there.
Down there, yeah.
Yeah. So we opened that in October 24, and that's been really fun. I love serving people on the Surf Coast. Even the photo at the back of the store, if you go in there, it's a photo that I took riding my bike behind Bree, my wife, and Ali, who I coach, on the beach between Anglesea and Point Addis at low tide, sunrise.
You took that?
Yeah, it's just an epic picture.
I'll have to check it out.
And everyone walks in and they're like, it just feels like the Surf Coast.
Yeah.
And I reckon it's just summed up. Everyone goes, oh, I know where that is, or there's a story about it. And so
yeah. Because the only I go to Geelong West when we go in, and I always look at the what was the name of the guy with the mow again, running in that indoor
Steve
track?
Prefontaine.
Yeah, that's a good frame as well on the wall.
That's so the saying on that is called "Where are all the rock star runners?"
Yeah.
It was like a Nike advert.
Yeah.
Because, running can be a little boring. The typical distance runner is an introvert who prefers to shy away from any spotlight. And this guy was the opposite. He was like
the sprinters. Was he?
Yeah, exactly. He was a rock star.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Well, the movie's made about him. He's still you still know of him. And it's hard to find that type of character in distance running. So,
do you know why is it hard to find? Do people just want to keep to themselves?
Yeah, I think there's a bit to do with the nature of solo endurance activity. There's just so much time just spent by yourself.
True.
And I'm just not sure that it's not like a really explosive, flashy event. It's more like a ground out
tactical.
Type. Yeah. So I just don't, the personality of like powerful, flashy, a lot of energy in a short time.
Yeah.
I reckon that lends itself to more ego and the runner is like, let's just plot out the miles for days and days and days.
Can you talk about like if I was a customer going into the running company, what I'd expect, like for those who don't know? Because obviously you've got treadmills in there and you have that one-on-one service, which I don't think you get anywhere else. And they know what they're talking about. So can you talk about, just say I walk into the running company and I'm after a shoe.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows, like the staff know exactly what to get.
Well, it starts with the staff. Like, so the team we have are all really passionate people.
Yeah.
So they all come from having a love of running, and then they're also like really driven to learn more. So you're not just walking and getting someone who has to be there for their weekend shift.
Yeah.
You're getting someone who's probably spent the last hour out the back learning about the new shoe that's just arrived, and who's going to run in 3 different shoes over the next week to test them so that they can tell you their own personal thoughts on it. But they'll conduct we'll call it a consult almost, or we build up a situation, your particular set of circumstances, like are you injured? What are you using the shoes for? And your history of footwear, your history of injury, what you're looking for in the next shoe, what does your running look like quite right now? And then we'll have a look at the size and shape of your foot. So we got a 3D scanner that will build a model of your foot, compare the size and shape compared to other to the population. So we can dial in how the shoe fits for you.
Yeah.
And then we use the treadmill with a coaching app on it, and we do it like, we call it like a frontal plane assessment of how your foot and ankle works, and then how you run. There's a little bit, so there's an art to this as well. If you get caught up in all the science, you lose the runner's intuition. So we very much work with the customer and hear what you're saying about every shoe that we try on. For some people, the right shoe will be a therapeutic solution that unloads the site of your injury. So like if you've got an Achilles tendinopathy, which shoes will allow you to continue running with less load on your Achilles? For some people, it will be like a race shoe. Like what shoe is going to work for you on race day to give you the best performance outcome?
Yeah.
For some, it's like, what shoes are waterproof that we can walk on the ovals every morning? For some, like what's going to last the longest? If you do a bit of gym, you do a bit of running. And so, we go through a fitting that asks all these questions. And
it's a full consultation. Like I was like, I've been in there a few times. For those who haven't gone in, on the treadmill, the iPad's out, they're analysing this and that. But it's like dead set, it's free consultation, then you get your shoe. And then you've got this walking company. This is new as well.
It's pretty new. So what we were finding, and it was happening on a daily, multiple times every day, someone would walk into the running company and they'd say, I'm not sure if this is the right spot for me. I don't really run that much.
Right.
And we kind of got the impression people thought we were some elitist rut store where the only people that could walk in are the ones running marathons and we're like, no,
it's not like that.
Everyone can get shoes here. But if there was so many people saying that when they came in, we just assumed that there was probably like 3 times as many not walking in the door at all.
Because of that.
Yeah. So we opened walking by the running company around the corner, and it's like a very different environment. There's no like flashy colors on the wall. There's no posters of runners. It's toned down. Yeah. And it's like a shoe shop. Yeah. It's like a fashion shoe shop, but with a technical element to it. And we have sandals in there. We have hiking shoes. So people walk in there and there's no like question, oh, I don't think I'm in the right spot. They're like, oh, this is me. This is me. I'm looking for a shoe. Yeah. And the conversation flows so much smoother. It was
a great idea. Because when I found out about it, I thought that is a great idea. So you've got all sorts of walking shoes. Walking shoes, hiking.
Yeah.
What new shoes, what new running shoes are coming out soon, or what's the newest one you've had that you're very excited about? What have we got?
Well, I get sent stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I get to see products. So when we do a buy, for the store, we're basically buying like 10 months ahead of when the product lands in the store.
Yeah.
So you get to see, it's called a sample.
Yep.
So they'll produce like one shoe of what the intended product. And then it's normally a size 9 for a man, and I'm a 12. So I don't really get to try it that well. But you get to see it, and some of the like technology you're seeing is just not even out on the shop floor right now.
So you get to see it before anyone else does.
Yeah, well, the rest of the retail world sees it.
Yeah.
But then you forget about it, and then 10 months later, the actual shoe arrives, and you're like, "Oh, that's the one." I remember being excited by this. But even like weirdly enough, today or like yesterday, the first proper hiking shoe from Nike arrived.
Yeah.
It's called the Nike ACG Zagama, and I'm like, I put it on. I'm like, oh, this is how a hiking shoe is supposed to feel.
Yeah.
And so I get excited by stuff that's not even like that performance focus. I look at that and go, there's going to be a lot of people that love this hiking shoe.
So what do you look for? Like if you get a new shoe coming in 10 months or whatever, and you get to see it physically, like what do you look for to say yeah or nah? Like what do you
that's a really good question, because that determines how successful you are as a store, really. So there's a lot of intuition with that.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to assess. The first thing to assess is what is this shoe trying to achieve? And then we almost analyze like how well does it do that? So let's say like this is going to be a racing shoe. So does it have properties or characteristics that are going to be good for racing? And then you think, well, where's this shoe going to sit within competitors? And that can be, how does it fit? How much cushion there is, how much rocker there is. Is this going to suit a lot of different people, or is this going to suit a really small amount of people?
Yeah.
Then we look at the pricing of it. How does it sit price-wise? Is it going to be competitive, or is it going to be a really expensive? And if it's a really expensive shoe, does it justify that price? And then you look to see where will that category be? So where will racing category be sitting in 10 months? Do we feel like more people will be buying race shoes or less more people?
Oh yeah, there's a lot to consider.
There's heaps to consider, and that's like a lot. Like that's a lot of the time it's gambling. So I've had some really good gambles where I've seen a shoe and I sort of like, I don't make a big fuss about it at the time because I'm like not showing my. But I'm like, that's a great shoe. I'm going to buy a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's coming out under the cover of like, maybe it's not hyped that much and no one else is buying it. So I've had examples like the first Super Blast where I bought so many. ASICS Super Blast, which is probably the greatest shoe of all time. No one rated it at the time. No one knew about it or knew what it was. And I just loaded up on it. And I'm like.
And it worked?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so hard though, because 10 months in advance, like things could change. Like that is something that I've never thought, that would be part of the consideration.